Recognizes Ms. McClellan for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and Ranking Member Smith for convening the hearing
Sorry,
today,
everyone,
and to our witnesses for being here. I want to focus a little bit on our regional alliances. It has been heartening recently that our treaty allies, South Korea and Japan, have been working recently to resolve their diplomatic tensions and to cooperate more effectively. How is Indo-PACOM working to encourage similar breakthroughs, to strengthen ties between U.S. allies in the region so that we can present a stronger united front in the face of increasing Chinese aggression?
Thanks, Congresswoman. Again, 120 exercises a year with partners across the region. So through the military landscape, we spend a lot of time ensuring that we know how to operate together, how we can be interoperable as best as possible, how we can protect the rules-based international order, and that's on top of all of our operations outside of exercises. Continuous coordination with my counterparts. My staff always directly involved and linked with both country teams as well as our partner nations. So that'll continue, and we spend a lot of money there, or we spend a lot of effort there.
Thank you. And this is for Mr. Royal and also you, Admiral. Recently, the United States, the UK, and Australia announced Pillar 1 of the AUKUS agreement that will allow Australia to obtain American-manufactured nuclear-powered submarines and eventually make similar vessels indigenously. Is the U.S. military supplier base ready to expand its capacity to address increased demand? And if not, what steps can we take to ensure that we can meet our stated production goals for AUKUS and for the naval forces?
Congresswoman, I would just take one step back and offer a complimenting comment to what Admiral Aquilino just stated. You referenced Japan and Korea in your question. I would also note that with Australia in particular, we have agreed to increase U.S. rotational presence, including with bombers and fighters, and defense and industrial base integration is occurring at this very moment. Just looking at the level of exercises that we're conducting in the region, Talisman Sabre, Balikatan, Cobra Gold, Garuda Shield, each of these are seeing the highest levels of engagement in their history. And so in terms of the overall picture of how healthy the alliances and partnerships are in the region, we're really seeing some historic steps forward. On AUKUS, we do believe that the industrial base can perform at the level that we have proposed in the agreement that we have with the UK and Australia. We know that it will take a lot of work. It'll take a lot of constant conversation with industry partners as well. We are encouraged by the defense industrial base commitment that Australia has already made to our submarine defense industrial base, and so we think things are on the right track.
And Congresswoman, for my role, it's to be able to accelerate this capability, and in order to do that, right, I've sent submarines, U.S. submarines to Sterling for familiarization, so the Australians can also look at it. We've done that in coordination with the United Kingdom. And then ultimately, as soon as possible, we're going to look to get Australian sailors on U.S. submarines. So I get to work diligently to bridge the gap as the industrial base delivers what's needed.
Thank you. And, we've touched a little bit on how, war is not inevitable. And I want to focus a little bit on diplomacy. And our military strength can only go as far as in maintaining powerful alliance systems. That concerted diplomacy has to be the cornerstone of those alliances. Are we doing enough to maintain a strong and concerted diplomatic presence that makes the job of our armed forces in the region easier?
Congressman, I'm very pleased to say that our Indo-Pacific strategy for this administration is very much an interagency strategy. The role for the U.S. Department of Defense and for Indo-Pacific Command and our armed forces is discrete, it's tailored, it's focused. It all fits within a broader context of diplomacy. And again, I think that we're seeing the impacts of that interagency diplomacy-led effort when we look at the progress that's being made in terms of U.S. posture, access into the region, and the multilateral arrangements that have been established in many cases, smaller trilateral progress that we're seeing right now between the Republic of Korea, Japan, the United States, other minilateral settings.
Thank you. I yield back.